Hello, welcome back to Riftforge Studio. It's Neil today with Sean. No one else
Right.
was free. Everyone's tired or busy or having real life stuff. So Sean and I have stepped up for you to have a little chat about a PDF that dropped. When was this, Sean? A few weeks ago now, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago?
It's got to be 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, 3, 4 weeks.
Caused a bit of a stir in a good way because it was basically bringing Demon Engines or Dark Mechanicum Daemon Engines into Horus Heresy. And I remember back, or maybe even a couple of months ago now, when all those things got discontinued at Forge World and these things got left behind on the Warhammer community articles being part of the Horus Heresy, and everyone was really confused because we thought, well, we've never seen a Khitan or a Brass Scorpion in Horus Heresy. What are you talking about? And this was obviously what this was a prelude to. So we're going to have a little look through and a little chat about the units and the rules in here. In the very easily named the depths of, what did we decide this was?
Uh,
I can't pronounce it.
what is it?
Uh,
Tredecimia.
Tredesimia, that's what I'm going to
Yeah,
go for. Right, okay, so yeah. Moving on. So there's the usual nice little bit of background and things they put in
background
these.
fluff. Yeah,
I have had a little read through it. Feel free to have a little read through it yourself. I'm not going to go through it right now because that's beyond the scope of what we like to talk about. So zipping on through, I feel bad because someone actually went to the trouble of writing all this.
yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, it is very interesting, but I don't want to read it now. So, Corrupted Engines Supplementary List. So the first thing
Yeah,
to note here, Sean, I think, and this came up with my event hat on at the event I ran last weekend, which you came to for Attrition Gaming, that this is expanded rules for a Mechanicum army.
yeah.
And this generated a bit of, not fuss exactly, but definitely some questions over the use of the Brass Scorpion as he's a
Oh,
Lord
as a
of
Lord of
War.
War.
Yeah, whether,
Yeah,
like Cabana, he can be taken as a Lord of War for any traitor faction.
yeah. So Lord of War is its separate own little entity, isn't it?
It
As
is,
such,
it
not
is,
part of the primary.
it is. But the counter argument was this does specifically say that these are expanded rules from Mechanicum army list and a detachment of Mechanicum faction. So I can see both
True.
sides. I can see both sides. In the end, we let this player take the Brass Scorpion anyway because we thought, well,
Let's see on the table.
yeah, basically, let's do it. It's not that overpowered, I don't think. So we'll go with it.
Yeah. I think the sure way to take it in a Legion without any questions is like that little paragraph just below where it says about the Legion Pravian, isn't it? And then you can take corrupted engines.
And yes, but doesn't that specify that you have to take? You can only take the Decimator or the Blood Slaughterers.
Uh,
Maybe not, because yeah, it would make sense to me that that was the way to
I
take it.
can't see that anywhere. It just says instead of Castellax or Vorax,
It does. You're right. That's interesting,
take a
actually. 'Cause,
unit with corrupted engine.
yeah, that's how I understood it. You could take any of
It
those
says
via Praevian.
i.e. you can use the Decimator or thingy that's not in like the same like elite slots
Okay.
as
Well,
what the Vorax and Castellax are.
maybe we'll say
Because it's
something else as we go
bearing the
through.
heavy support.
Yeah. Yeah, it does
So
appear
it's basically
to allow it, doesn't
you're
it?
not limited to those, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's a sure way to take a Lord of War. But I think Lord of War is its own entity personally, so I think it's all right.
Well, that's a can of worms discussion for
Yeah.
another stream. That is, because
But
by that rationale, you
someone
can
in the
take an Iron Warriors falchion in your Iron Hands list, then can you? And take the Iron Warriors bonus.
yeah, I swear we saw that discussed online
I
somewhere.
think it might be the Merchant Princeton's Discord where that was chatted about.
I think we raised some eyebrows because we're like, well, technically they're not wrong, but it just
No,
didn't feel right.
no, it doesn't feel right. And to be fair, there's no, I haven't seen any full explanation in print about this, just hearsay and assumptions. So anyway, let's not go
Yeah.
into that because that's a whole other conversation. But
Okay.
let us know what you think in the comments anyway about Lords of War. Do you think that any Lord of War can be put into any army effectively, i.e., Mechanicum Ordinatus in the Legion army? The Brass Scorpion in any army other than Mechanicum, that sort of thing. So it'd be interesting to see what people think and what people are doing.
Yeah,
Right. Anyway, so Legion Praevians then. So Legion Praevian is the best way to include this in a Legion army. In fact, the only way to include this in a Legion army.
yeah. And Mechanicum, you have to be traitor.
Yes, yes, because they're Dark Mechanicum Daemon Engine stuff, aren't they? And the goodies don't play around with that yet.
Yeah.
So interestingly, you can't assign the unit to the Praevian, can you? So the Praevian normally can take the Castellax or the Vorax and form a single unit, but you can't
No.
actually do this. It has to go on its own slot, which means presumably the Praevian has to be attached to a unit somewhere else to stop him getting murdered pretty quickly, I would think.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's like 2 points in the
Yeah, indeed.
Cathonia missions.
Yeah. Oh, don't
First kill.
bring up my trauma. Don't talk about those.
Yeah. So that's how we get them in, and then we got a new subtype, haven't we?
We have corrupted engine subtype. Do you want to have a little talk about corrupted engine subtype?
So first bullet point, Fear 1.
Mhm.
Pretty strong, I think.
These would be good
We
in
know,
Night Lords army, wouldn't they?
yeah, we know Fear's a very strong rule, and yeah, buffed with night fighting and any shell shock and pinning be quite
Yeah,
effective, I think. It's having a couple run up the board because it's a 12-inch aura as well, so it's a good board
big bubble,
presence.
isn't it? Yeah, that's handy.
And then we've got a modifier that would affect corrupted units, and it says examples like Anathema
Anathema.
subtype and Exorable special rule. I think
Anathema and Exorable. Exorable's the
I
one
don't
that
know what
Terminators
happens
get,
to the
didn't they?
Exorable. Yeah, I don't know if they lose it or something. The only one I surely know of is the Word Bearer's Marrogal affects corrupted units in a negative way. So I think Word Bearers taking Marrogal will have to be wary taking
Yeah,
these demon
okay.
engines in their list.
Interesting. Okay, all right. So a little downside. And then, okay, so immune to fear.
Yeah, cannot to do all weapons is useless.
Yeah, so can't run away. So that's sort of
Yeah,
pseudo fearless, then, isn't it, really?
and
Basically.
it's sort of like the demon rule where when they
Oh,
fail
okay.
morale they take D3 automatic wounds instead.
Yeah, okay. No saves or damage mitigation of any kind allowed. It's D3 wounds, but it doesn't ever run away.
Yeah,
Okay.
and because you're sort of demonized, force and psychic focus special rules get the instant death against them as well.
Ooh. No, does that work as it is? So, like instant death on a dreadnought or whatever is just D3, isn't it? So would it be D3 on a decimator, or
Yeah,
does it actually kill them outright?
we'll have to
I have
get
to
to
have a
their
look, won't we?
rules and have a
Yeah.
look. Yeah.
Otherwise, Thousand Suns could be a scary prospect for these.
Yes. Well, next bullet point
There we go.
explains that.
Just answer. Read on, Neil. Read
so,
on.
so,
Okay.
so instant death is like a dreadnought where
Yeah.
it's D3 wounds,
Okay, that makes more
which
sense.
is saves them a little bit, and they can't
Okay.
be joined by anyone that's not corrupted.
Which is why they can't join the Bravian. Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Okay. So, we saw some cyberthurgy shenanigans.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll let you go
Let me
through
get
the
to these. Thank you
first
very
one.
much. Yeah.
I'll do the
Animatus
second.
Malevolence, cyberthurgic right. Instead of making a shooting attack, a cyberthurgist with this cyberthurgic right may select a single friendly unit within 12 inches that is entirely composed of models for the corrupted engine unit subtype, and then apply one of the following effects. The chosen unit may immediately move a number of inches up to its unmodified initiative characteristic directly towards the nearest enemy unit. The chosen unit has mixed initiative. Well, it won't have mixed initiative because it's you can't join anything other than another corrupted unit. All models in the chosen unit improve their invulnerable save by 1 to a maximum of 3. That's handy.
That's strong. That is.
Yeah. All models in the unit add 1 to their weapon skill and initiative characteristics in the subsequent assault phase. That's handy too. Imagine casting
Yeah.
out
That's.
a brass scorpion. That'd
Do
be
you not have to
savage.
take a check for this?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like the mechanical equivalent of psychic powers, isn't it? What's not
Okay.
clear to me on this just yet is why this has been included in this. Do any of these things, are any of these things able to cast this, or is it just these are the ones that are applicable if you have traitor mechanicum cyberthurgists? I'm not sure. We'll have a look in a minute. So yeah,
It's just got
that's
to
good.
be.
That's a good bonus. And then Amthea excrucis. This is a cybernetic weapon, so like a psychic weapon. Range 18, strength 5, AP 3, assault 3, blind, deflag, and cybernetic focus. So like psychic focus. Okay, so AP 3, 3 shots, deflag, so it's like a powerful Volkite, sort of.
Yeah, with that AP3 as well, hitting normal Marines, you're going to get that
Yeah,
deflags off quite a
absolutely.
lot. It's just got that cyber vergic focus as like a feedback, sort of on the
Yeah, it's like a psychic
it's a
check, isn't it?
Cerebus type thing, isn't it? Yeah,
Well, it gets so it's the Mechanicum equivalent of a Perils of the Warp, essentially.
yeah,
Cool. Okay. So and now we go into the Demon Etheric Dominion rules as well.
yeah. So Heed the Slaughter, which is actually different to the one in the Demons.
Is it? That's
They've changed the
interesting.
wording
Okay.
slightly.
Do you
So
think
you
the
get
Demon one
add
will be
one.
updated, or do you think this is just different because it's in the mech?
I'm not sure. It's strange because actually, if you check out the Knight PDF as well, that's got Heedless Slaughter as well, and that's different again. So you got 3 rules called Heedless Slaughter,
Interesting.
but they're all
Okay.
different
Okay.
to confuse matters.
Right. So what does this
This
one do then?
version, yeah, it gives you +1 to the value of charge rolls and +1 to combat res, and +1 to rolls of sweep and advance. So you get
Okay.
quite a lot for that. But it's got, well, Heed the Slaughter is like your corn type one, Blood for the Blood God and all that. So
Yep.
it's just, it makes sense to them wanting to make those charge rolls and get in and win combat.
Imagine this will be good on your Brass Scorpions and Blood Slaughterers and the like.
Yeah, the more
Those combat ones.
combat-y Demon Engines is going to be good.
Cool.
And
Malevolent Artifice. What's this? Models are
then, so
special.
reroll armor saves against wounds resolved at a strength value lower than their toughness characteristics. No effect on cover saves or invulns.
Yeah. Okay. I guess if you're
So
taking a
small
load
arm
of
fire,
Fury of the
yeah,
Legion or something, then
yeah. So it's going to make your enemy pretty much not bother with a small arms fire against them.
okay. Interesting to see how those apply. Okay, there you go. There's the answer. So the Kaitan Demon Engine immediately gets an Etheric Dominion of Healer Slaughter.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So Kaitan. So this is the guy that is half Knight and half Khorne Lord of Skulls kit, isn't he?
yeah.
Got
He's
a big axe and a
quite tall, isn't he?
big Gatling cannon. In fact, there you go. Vehicle Knight. So he's basically a Knight functionally. 420
Yeah,
points. 14. Weapon skill 6. That's good.
yeah. That's strong. Ballistic skill 3.
Yeah,
That's
I bet it's got a lot of
yeah,
shots, that Gatling cannon, though.
yeah.
Armor 13 at the
Strength
front,
9.
strength 9, 12 and 12 at the side. Initiate 4, attacks 4, so pretty standard. 8 whole points. So flank
Yeah.
speed like a Cerastus, that's good. Hammer
What
Wrath
does flank
4.
speed do?
I think when you ask me now, I can't remember off the top of my head. It's definitely a bonus to his run move. I think
Oh, okay.
I will look it up whilst we're talking about this in the
Okay. So
background.
yeah. So Hammer Wrath 4, which is
That's
for
that's
chunky
quite strong
guy,
at
it's
strength
good.
9. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent.
Rampage D3. So do knights they count as 10 blokes, don't they? So you'd have to be against large squads to get that rampage. Because rampage,
Getting
when you're
past.
outnumbered, you get the extra attacks.
Oh, okay, yes. So D3 extra attacks if he's outnumbered.
Yeah. And then that Malefic Aegis, which is invul,
Which is
Five up.
save, yeah.
which can be buffed if you take that Animatus Malevolence. Buff
Oh,
that up to
yeah.
4 up, I
Okay,
suppose.
that's true. Yeah,
Making quite survivable. And Traitor,
traitor.
obviously.
Okay, so if he's vehicle knight, in addition to Hammer Wrath 4, rampage loads of extra attacks with his horrible cleaver, which we'll look at in a second. Presumably he
Yeah.
gets the stomps as well, as he's a knight.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's a knight, so yeah,
Yeah.
he's got quite a few attacks there.
So,
So his,
would he get rampage D3 on his stomps as well? Or is that just his base attacks?
just his base attacks. Because his stomps is its own special rule, isn't it?
Okay. They haven't laid out his weapons here, so his weapon's going to be at the end somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
I've
fine.
got his weapons up here.
Oh,
So
great,
his
okay.
sight and Gatling cannon,
Yep.
36-inch range, Strength 6, 8p4, heavy 18. So you're right with lots of shots.
Mm-hmm.
Pinning, and a big one off Shell Shock 1. So he's
Pinning at
gonna
-1.
get him within 12 inches. His
Yeah.
fear is gonna stack with that Shell Shock 1, so he'd be -2 on your pinning checks.
No rending or anything. No 6-up stuff.
No rendering,
Okay.
but yeah.
So is that a bit like the Sikaran Punisher cannon then, is it? Similar to that. That's a lot of shots. And it's pinning and shell shock, I think. So just going back to flank speed.
Yeah.
A model with a special rule may increase its movement distance by 4 in any movement phase, but if it does so, may not make any shooting attacks in the subsequent shooting phase. Note this model may still charge in the assault phase. So it's effectively adding 4 inches to your move instead of a run, and then you can still charge just to get that extra bit of movement, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, it's okay. I can see situations where it might be useful. Okay, what about the cleaver then?
So cleaver, strength 10, AP2, melee, shred, brutal 3.
Ouch. Ouch.
So if he's outnumbered, charging in, he'll get 5 attacks plus D3.
Oof.
All brutal 3.
With re-rolls to wound. So
yeah, so you almost want to chuck him into a Primarch with a squad that's got a load of bodyguards, so he is outnumbered to get all them off, and he's going to murder him.
This guy will be an absolute magnet for las cannon fire.
Yeah, which is why I think you probably want to buff his invul save going forward, wouldn't you?
Because you won't want him anywhere near you. Like if you don't care about firing that Gatling cannon with flank speed, he can move 18 inches and then charge.
Yeah.
And he'll get +3 to his charge. Because how fast his movement is. Yeah, so that's he's going to be across the board very, very quickly.
And he's all for a bargain of 420 points.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it? 420.
Yeah, I think that's quite cheap.
I think you said that Atrapos that I keep trying to wield out with limited success is 500 points.
Yeah, I think you want to swap that out, mate.
Yeah, I think I am. It's been killed enough times now. Right, anyway, moving on. My favourite, the Brass Scorpion.
I like. So first off, it's just an amazing model.
It really is. I think we need to labour that point a little bit because it really is an incredibly good model. It's really, really well designed.
And you've got one on Luke's building table, is it?
Yes, I have. Luke is building that soon, I hope. Although we have got a couple of commissions in pipeline, haven't we? That he's working on. So hopefully he'll squeeze in at some point.
Space Walls, I know. So
hopefully squeeze in at some point. He'll need a pallet cleanser from all that power armor, and he can build my big Scorpion.
So hopefully see that on the channel.
Yes, absolutely. I'll bring it as soon as it's done. It will get painted up, going with the Mechanicum, and we'll bring it. No problem.
This is another one that is Heedless Slaughter again.
Oh yeah, I hadn't even noticed that. Yeah, okay. So
his weapon skill 5 is quite good for a knight, hitting most other things on freeze, apart from other elites. Ballistic skill 4, so he's a bit better at shooting.
Yep.
Strength 9, armor's exactly the same. Initiative 4, only 3 attacks.
Yeah, one less attack. Yeah.
Same amount of hull points.
In fact, he's got the same special rules, isn't he? He's got exactly the same, I think. Third Dominion, Hammer, Wrath, Rampage.
Yeah, yes, exactly the same.
Okay.
So that was easy for him.
Yeah. They just took one attack off him and added and added one to his ballistic skill. Okay, interesting. He's 20 more points, but I would say his stats are inferior so far.
Yeah, so let's have a look at his.
It's going to be all about the weapons.
Combat weapons. So what's the first? Is it a twin-linked Scorpion cannon?
Turret-mounted Scorpion cannon.
Turret-mounted. So that's 30 inches, strength 5, AP4, assault 9, pinning and shred. So it's half the amount of shots, but more likely to wound with shred.
Okay. And then centerline mounted despoiler cannon. What does that do?
Sounds cool. Despoiler cannon. It's a bit like a demolisher cannon, but I think it's a little bit better.
Oh, hopefully it's got a bigger blast.
It's still small blast. So it's 24-inch, strength 10, AP3, ordnance 1, blast 3, sunder, brutal 3, but it's got rending 5 up. Well, I'm pretty sure the normal demolisher cannon's rending 6 up.
Okay.
So I think it's a little bit better.
Did you say brutal 3?
Yeah.
Is demolisher brutal 3 or brutal 2?
Brutal 3 as well.
It's brutal 3,
okay. But it's slightly, I think they're strength 12 though.
Oh, okay.
Normal demolishers as well. So it's less strength with better rending.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And I'd probably take the better rending.
Yeah, I agree. I don't roll 6s much.
No. But
Cool.
uh,
Helmore cannons, front-mounted Helmore cannons. Those are the ones in its hands, aren't they?
so they're like a flame template, strength 7, AP4, assault 1, so it'd be two flame templates.
Okay.
But it's got torrent 6, so it's got actually a little
Oh,
bit
handy. Okay.
added
Yeah.
range. So it's quite a super heavy flamer, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I suppose being a knight, he won't be able to Overwatch, will he? Unless he's charged by something huge, which is a shame because those flamers would be great, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, and Hellcrusher claws are going to be something nasty, I assume.
Uh, so I think the Saitan might be better here, to be fair, even though it's
Really?
20 points
Okay.
less. So they're strength 10 AP2, melee brutal 2, and sunder.
So what strength?
So he's strength 10.
Team 10.
So
Okay.
he's more of a anti-tank one.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
two Hellcrusher claws, isn't it?
yeah, he's got
They're
two,
both
so +1
melee.
attack, I
So
guess.
yeah, so it'll be 4 attacks base.
Okay. All right. So you've got 400 and something points to spend on a big beastie. Which would you put in, him or the Kaitan?
I'd probably go Brass Scorpion just for the model, to be
Just for the
honest.
cool factor, yeah.
Yeah,
I would anyway.
like very similar
I think the
points.
Kaitan might be on paper slightly better, although this guy's got more firepower in terms of like weapon output, hasn't
He's
he?
got more output, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
So it
would pick him because the
depends.
model's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's go to so the fast attack is the Blood Slaughterer. Now these things. So like friend of the channel, Craig, bought loads of
Yeah.
these, didn't he, from Forge World? And they
Yeah.
all really had bendy legs, and the kits looked a bit of a nightmare. And it's always put me off getting them. I think they look cool, but having seen the drama he had with the bendy legs and stuff was really kind of
Put you off.
put me off getting them. Yeah, which is a shame because now they've actually got some rules too, and they are cool. But go on
Yeah,
and listen.
definitely.
Oh, they're dreadnoughts. I didn't even see that. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Uh,
110-point dreadnought.
yeah. That's really cheap.
Isn't
So
it?
it's movement 9, so it's a pretty fast dreadnought.
Yep.
Heedless Slaughter, that was +1 to your charges as well, so that'd be +2 with that movement factor.
Yeah, so they're quick. Yep.
Weapon skill 5. Ballistic skill is pretty pants, but I don't think it's actually got
He hasn't got a gun, has
extreme
he?
weapon.
No.
Oh, you can do a harpoon for free if you want,
Oh, okay.
which I don't think you would.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Fine.
Strength 6 and toughness 6, so a little bit weaker. Only 5 wounds than a normal contemptor. Initiative 3. That's probably why it's so cheap.
Yeah.
For 4 attacks though. So it'd be 5 with the twin weapons, wouldn't it?
I guess he's a bit more like a Castaferum dreadnought, isn't he, than a Contemptor, I suppose. He's just a bit faster.
Oh no, the 2 weapons is already included, so it's 4.
Yeah.
It says that the starred comment at the bottom. So here's a sort of furious charge, so it'll be strength 7 on the charge.
Yep.
Depending what his blades do, we'll see in a minute. Hit and run, that's pretty strong. End of your opponent's turn, you'll run out and charge back in, I suppose.
Yep.
Only a 6 up invul.
Yeah.
He's only got 3 up save as well, but I don't know if we mentioned that.
No, I don't think we did.
Move through cover, so he's not going to be slowed down by anything.
Okay, so yeah, he's right. He's a bit like a boxer, isn't he?
He's just super cheap, isn't he?
Yeah, and you can take him and add 2, so you can have a unit of 3, but it's not like a Talon where they split off, is it? So it's just a unit of 3.
No, it doesn't say that, no.
Unit of 3 of those charging at you would be quite scary, I think.
Yeah. See what these Slaughterer blades do.
Yeah.
Oh, so only a strength. Yeah, so strength 7. Strength user even, so it would be strength 6, strength 7 on a charge. Only AP 3, melee, Rendon 6 up. So that's why they're so cheap. They're nowhere near as horrendous as a dreadnought.
No, fishing for 6s is always risky.
Yeah, they'll definitely kill your tactical squads and the like. They'll go through those normal Marines pretty well.
And what about its harpoon?
So it's a 12-inch range, strength 6, AP 3, heavy 1, impale. Impale does a unit may re-roll charge rolls when attempting to charge a unit that has suffered one or more hits from a weapon. It's the Impale special rule.
Oh yes, this is the thing like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, isn't it? Where they chuck the spear at you and then drag you towards them.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah, it says you don't even have to wound, just hit.
yeah, yeah, that's great. I love the idea of that. I'm just not sure about the models because I don't want the bendy legs.
Yeah. Oh, it says in the last bullet point, if one or more wounds are caused by a weapon with the special rule, the affected unit decreases its initiative characteristic by 1
That's why they're
until the
only
end
at
of
three, then, isn't it?
3. So that will bring them back down. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think you might be tempted to go for the harpoon then, or maybe take a unit of 3 and just have one with the harpoon for a lucky shot.
Yeah. I wouldn't like this thing to get punched by a dreadnought with a fist, though.
I think a normal dreadnought will slap that about.
Yeah, absolutely
But I
murder
think
them.
that's just generalship of mark and avoid the contemptors then.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Send someone else that way.
Splashwars, so not bad, not great, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
all right.
balanced, I'd say.
Balance, okay. Decimator. Now, this one, I was really pleased to see on this because I've got one of these.
So this is the old spider machine.
No, this is the big shouldered, like almost has a Necron-like face. Like he's like a Leviathan size. He's massive, and he reminds you a lot of the APC warrior from the old Judge Dredd film. It's that kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know now.
Oh, it's such a good model. So I was really pleased he was on. Really pleased because I'm going to paint him up and use him now. Yeah, I'm disappointed that he's only come with the options of. I mean, the siege claws are cool anyway, but you only get the butcher cannon and the soul burner petard. You don't get the I can't remember what it is now. He has another weapon, but you don't get it. And that was he's got a storm laser, I think it's called, and that's not an option, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they have their reasons.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's talk about Decimator. Another dreadnought.
Another dreadnought, heavy, which means he can't run.
No.
He's got the other Dominion.
Yes, this is the reroll. Is a reroll invols if you or armor saves if it's
Reroll armor saves if it's
under your
lower than its toughness.
Toughness, yeah, okay. And he's toughness 7, so that's
Yeah,
because
so
that's everything up to
6 or less. A Volkite.
Volkites and stuff, yeah. So that's good.
Yeah. So he's movement 7. So is he the slowest we've seen today? He is the slowest.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to flick back to those blood slaughterers for a second. Yeah, they were 9, weren't they? So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it makes sense he's the slowest being in heavy support.
He's sort of somewhere between a Contemptor and a Leviathan in his stats, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
He's pretty good. He's weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 8, toughness 7, 7 wounds, initiative 4, 5 attacks.
Yep.
And that's already included in the profile with the 2 siege claws.
I assume he loses one if you drop one out and take a butcher cannon, which is what I've got. Okay, so mine's going to have 4 attacks, but that's fine. Okay.
It's Leviathan worthy, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 up save. So he's got Hammer F2, Furious Charge 2.
Wow, so he's going to be strength. No, how many attacks? 7 attacks on the charge.
No, Furious Charge is plus
strength,
isn't it? On the charge.
Okay, no, it was right the first time. Yeah, so strength 10 on the charge. Ouch.
Yeah. Well, it might be more. I don't know what his weapons do. Decimator siege claws. See what they do. Strength user. So yeah, we'll take them at strength 10, which will be
Still
massive
spicy
against other Mechanicum units. Like you murmured onto that if you started to definitely those, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. Custodes. Slap.
Yep.
5
up invul, move through cover. Yeah.
Okay.
Not too bad.
I like him, he's good.
Yeah. Bit on the pricey side. He's probably what Contemptor should be.
Yeah, he's high Contemptor points, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, how much is Leviathan's over 300, doesn't he?
It's 270 stock.
Okay.
So pretty much.
Yeah, he's somewhere in the middle. Okay, so what does his weapons do, Sean?
So his siege claws, wasn't it? So strength 10 on the charge, strength 8 normal, AP 2, melee and brutal 3.
Okay.
So pretty much a
Pretty much a
snippy claw
yeah, Snippy Claw. Yeah,
Leviathan.
yeah, good.
What else has it got? Butcher Cannon. So this is
That's
48-inch range, so pretty long range.
yeah,
Strength 7, AP 4, heavy 3, 6 up rending twin linked. So it's like a Gravis auto cannon.
yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, which it makes sense because that's basically what it is in the 40k universe.
Yeah, that's exactly a Gravis auto cannon.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's exactly the same. Soul Burner Petard. Now this sounds pretty cool. Let's see if it rules.
I remember when
meet
8th
it.
edition 40k dropped, this thing was horrendous. It just had to hit and you were dead, basically. Didn't even need to wound you most of the time.
Did it go out of stock all the time?
Yeah. Funny that you just see these popping up everywhere with dual soul burners. It was crazy.
So this is a medium range of 24, 6, strength 6, AP4, heavy 1, blast 3 inches, breach and 5 up, but with flesh bane.
Okay.
It's not a bad little weapon. I think flesh it almost seems an anti-mechanicum weapon with the flesh bane and AP4,
Yeah.
which makes sense being Dark Mechanicum.
Yeah. Well, absolutely murder Solar as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Solar demons. Oh, yeah, it would wreck demons if you had that fight.
So what would you take? Oh, well, the loadout that I've got for mine is 1 claw and a butcher cannon. So that's what he's going to have.
I'd probably go for that build personally.
Okay, that works.
I
Then,
always like to have a little bit of range on my dreadnoughts.
I think looks-wise, I'd like him to have 2 claws because the one with 2 claws looks just brilliant. But I haven't got 2 claws,
Yeah.
so it's going to be a butcher cannon.
2 claws would be good. It'd be 6 attacks on a charge. It's loads, isn't it?
Yeah, and two heavy flamers in built too, so he's no slouch on Overwatch and things either.
No.
I don't want to walk into that.
No. Might get a little bit burnt.
Just a bit. Oh, there you go. And now, but just for everyone who's watching and not just listening to Sean, there's a little list of the weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, so that the spoiler canner's ordnance as well. I missed that earlier on when he said that.
Yeah, so it'd be 2d6, pick the highest against. So the invul can't be buffed by a cyber familiar, specifically says that.
No, fine, fair enough. Yeah, I think that would be a bit of
a... But where you can buff it using that power, I don't think too much of an issue there.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, I mean that Khitan cleaver is pretty standout for me. I think that's pretty decent.
I think that's definitely the strongest.
Yeah.
And probably Decimator next.
Yeah. I think I think the Decimator
just for points wise.
The models as well. I love the Decimator model and I love the Brass Scorpion model, so I think I'm kind of a bit biased. But those are definitely the 2 out of this that I'll probably use. Khitan in the fullness of time, maybe, but I just love the Brass Scorpion and love the Decimator.
So. Yeah, I'd love to see that on the channel. I'm going to lay down a challenge now for when you get it. Get it built. I want to be the first one to blow it up.
Thanks, Sean.
It's all right.
Well, I'm not going to duck away. I will accept your challenge and I'll murder you with my Brass Scorpion. That's fine.
That seems fair.
Yep. So you heard it here. Keep badgering us. We'll get it done.
But that's all the units. They have chuck a sneaky little Zone Mortalis mission on the end.
Oh, look, I've just got the picture of the Brass Scorpion in the PDF. See, look at it, everyone. Look at how amazing it is.
Yeah, it's so big as well.
Cool model.
It's definitely a centerpiece model.
I'm not sure how I'd paint it. I kind of want to paint it in the scheme that they've done because it looks amazing, but it wouldn't fit my army.
Yeah, that's got like a Tamiya red with metallic.
Yeah. It was in one of the masterclass books.
And light silvers.
They just airbrushed a model pattern and as you say, just layers and layers of Tamiya clear. I think I might go for a much more kind of true metal, grimdark, rusted kind of oily look. We'll see. I'll get around to painting it eventually. Well, Luke's got to build it first. So if you're watching this, Luke, can you build my Brass Scorpion, please?
No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah. Cool. And the Zone Mortalis mission then. Do you want a quick look through this? And then that's probably it, I think.
Yeah, I've not read this at all.
Oh, okay.
So
So let's have a look. In fact, we've not played New Zone Mortalis on the channel yet, have we? We played
we
the
have
White
not.
Dwarf one. Tom and I did a game like a year ago or something. But yeah, there's actually proper Zone Mortalis rules now, so we should probably do that at some point.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about between ourselves an ISFAN campaign with a little bit of
Yes,
Zen involved.
yes.
So
Not just an
yeah.
ISFAN campaign, Sean. What else are we going to do?
Prospero.
Prospero, yes, where you're going to get your little dogs out, and I'm going to get the glorious wizards. So
Yeah, and we've also been talking to Reese about a Cathonia campaign as well. So
yes, powerful Reese with his Imperial
2024 is
fists.
going to be the year of the campaigns.
It is. It's going to be a busy year for us at Back Reps.
Yeah.
So if you are watching and you want to come on and join the Discord, join the Patreon, join the YouTube membership, all that sort of stuff, you'll get kind of, I suspect, early access or maybe some specific stuff for you out of all that as well. So that'd be good.
Yeah, you can help us out with the narrative for the campaigns as
Absolutely. We'll throw out some choices to like the YouTube members. You know, which Cathonia stratagem should I use and all this sort of thing. It might be quite fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully someone will pick my Titan. Or not. Right, anyway, sorry, digressing. Zone Mortalis. Where are we? Okay.
So the victory is decided by 2 objectives and the status of the attacker's warlord.
Okay.
This mission uses an objective zone and a single blast door objective. Each objective has different effects on the victory points, total of both players, as well as having other in-game effects. So objective zone is the defender's deployment zone is also the objective zone. At the end of each player turn, both players calculate the number of wounds models. So I suppose if you've got Terminators, it counts as 2 per model.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, within the objective zone. This is the current number of total wounds, not the starting number of wounds total.
Yeah, okay. So if
Because
they've
it's
lost
at the
wounds,
end of the player turn, so yeah.
count the physical wounds they have.
Sense.
Yeah.
The player with the highest wounds total controls the objective zone. The player controls the objective zone at the end of each player's turn, scores 2 victory points during turn 1 and 2, D3 plus 1 during 3 and 4, and D3 plus 3 during turns 5 onwards.
Okay. So go and grab it on turn 5.
Yeah. So the defender has got the advantage early on then.
Yeah.
So the attacker's really got to be aggressive to.
Which makes sense. You presume the attack is going to be the Dark Mechanicum Nasties, which is what they set up for. Although, Zone Mortalis, you're not going to be able to use the Kaitan or the Brass Scorpion, are you? So it's going to be just the Decimators and Bloodslaughterers. Anyone's going to be able to play this.
Can you take Decimator? Isn't there a certain amount of wounds you're not allowed to go above?
Can you take a Leviathan?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't have to be over 8 wounds. How many wounds is Leviathan?
7 as well.
Yeah, so you can take a Leviathan, I'm pretty sure, because it's got over 8 wounds, so we have to take a Decimator.
Okay. The Blast Door objective is a piece of terrain that may be targeted by any of the attacker's models. It's treated as a building with no fire points or battlements, so only the attacker can score this one then. If they can only target it. Transport capacity is 0, so they just chucked all that in, so there can't be any gaminess from the.
It's sad that it needs to be done, but it does need to be done.
Yeah. Single facing with armor 12.
Yeah.
It has 8 hull points.
Yeah.
However, a penetrating hit, it loses D3 hull points.
Yep.
But no roll is made on a building damage table, so it can't.
Just gets hull pointed down until it's dead, I presume.
Yeah. When it's reduced to 0, does not suffer a total collapse result. Instead, it's destroyed and removed from the battlefield. And if at the end of the battle, the blast door has been removed, the attacker scores 5 points.
Okay, right.
But if it's not, the defender gets 5. So you're gonna.
Okay, you're gonna blow it up on you for sure.
You're gonna have to send something dedicated.
Chuck your Decimator with his claw at it.
So you want high number of wounds going into the defender's territory to sort of start outscoring them early, or just denying, try and equal them. And the defender's got a choice of holding up and just keeping their zone and scoring the points, or trying to send some out and defend that objective as well.
Yeah, this is. I
It's
think I'd be
quite
sending decimators into the objective to mess with the defenders, and then send the myrmidons to blow up the door.
Yeah. So the attacker's warlord, at the end of the battle, the attacker's warlord has been removed casualty for any reason. The defender scores 2 victory points. If he's still alive, the attacker scores 1.
Okay. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
And then end of the battle, whoever's got the most victory points wins. That's pretty obvious.
Oh, thanks for explaining that PDF. Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it
and
said it
you
should
can't
be
gain
any...
any special objectives or anything granted by your right or ball or traits, anything like that.
No.
So you literally can only score the points in the mission and nothing else. Points limit 2,500 points. And you need Siege of Cathonia to know what the charts and so on are, unless you've grabbed yourself some sneaky PDF from a dark corner of the internet.
Yeah.
Defender, there you go. Defender may include units for the corrupted engine subtype. Oh, what was that?
Oh, yes, that's my son.
Hello, Sean's son. Where was I? Sorry. As long as it's not corrupted engine subtype and selects compulsory choice, models with the dreadnought unit subtype and corrupted engine subtype do not count towards the maximum number of allowed models with the dreadnought unit type as part of the Behemoths of Destruction special rule. I don't know what that rule is. Did we miss that, or is that something else? Maybe something further down.
Don't think I've seen it.
Maybe it's part of the rules in Cathonia for the amount of dreadnoughts you're allowed in ZM.
Yeah.
Just not sure. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just all normal stuff.
Reinforcement points.
Yeah, I think that's quite an interesting ZM mission.
Yeah, I'd like to play it actually. I think at some point, once I've got a few bits for this painted up, we should have a go at this one. Be good to get some ZM back on the channel. This seems like a nice one to have a go at. So.
Yeah.
Definitely. Cool. Okay, well, I think that's it. You can go and be a dad.
Yeah, straight to bed.
So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think down in the comments below about the PDF, about the units, anything like that, anything we discussed. We're keen to have a chat. I'm quite excited about the Brass Scorpion.
And what your favourite is. I think ours
absolutely.
is obviously the Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion closely followed by Decimator because he looks good. Yeah, and if you want to see us get these guys on the channel on a battle report, let us know. If you've got these guys already painted up and you want to come on the channel for a battle report, let us know. Yeah, so I've been Neil. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.